Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Interviews is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Drinks and Destination, a handy guide to the world of wine, spirits and more, along with a dip into travels around the world.
You're listening to TFG Interviews.
Well, it's raining interviews at the TFG Sports Podcast, or rather, to be precise, the interview podcast that we have, because, well, that's what we do, right? We get all the players, coaches, and anyone that's related to sports. We bring you on the show, and today it's a very special episode because Friday we had the announcement that we kept mentioning, right? There's a ghost team in ISL, and they have a name. Jamshedpur FC was their name, but they were the last to announce their coach and their assistant coach. So they did that big announcement, and they did say that Steve Coppell, the former Kerala Blasters coach and the Englishman, will be the head coach, and Ishfaq Ahmed will be the assistant coach. So we at TFG were in conversation. I was in conversation with Ishfaq Ahmed. Well, you have it here. I mean, the first, I think after he was appointed as the assistant coach of Jamshedpur FC, we were the ones to talk to him, and he talks to us about what are the challenges that they will be looking at or they will be facing at this new team, since it's the first time that a Tata product or a Tata team has been playing in the top division, though they have been associated with Indian football for quite some time. He also talks about his partnership with Steve Coppell. We know they had a great run at Kerala Blasters. So how will that be fruitful, and how will they look to take it forward at Jamshedpur and make it a success? He also talks about a bit of draft system and a lot of other things. I will not spill the beans here, so let's head on with the conversation. Now, you've been appointed as the assistant coach, we all know, and we've seen your coaching stint in the past with Kerala Blasters, and I think everybody was hoping that you might stick around with them. But suddenly a move came and then a change. Everything will change, apparently. ISL had different rules. They were fighting to be the league, but that didn't favor them. But again, it's become one of the important tournaments now. So what do you think would be the biggest challenge for you at Jamshedpur FC, knowing that you're starting from scratch with the team?
I think that is the biggest challenge. We have to start from the scratch, for the management and the coaching staff as well. It's going to be like we are making new club, we are building the new club. Then management and us, we have they have to set everything. All the teams. The first season, what other ISL teams have the difficulties to set up the team and all that. So we will be having those kind of things, similar things. And Jamshedpur is a kind of smaller city, but they are very passionate about football. So, it's going to be a challenge, this year, because we are going through the draft.
Right.
And then you may not get the players you want, but, that's the challenge. You have to manage whatever is available in draft whenever you get a chance to pick player.
Now, since you've spoken about the draft, what are your thoughts on this whole draft system?
See, I think this year's draft is because of new entries in ISL, so give them a little bit fair chance. So it's good for the new clubs, But
I think we only have 2 new clubs, that's in ISL. And out of that, one is a team that was developed over 4 years. They had their set of players. And to be true, to be technically right, only Jamshedpur is the new team, as coming from the scratch, as we just spoke about. So don't you think this draft system puts other teams probably in an unfair situation where, even they have to start from scratch and they hardly have 2 players to retain?
Well, at least they got 2 players to retain. They can start from that. And when you ask me, there are not much difference between Indian players, like top 70 players or 100 players. I think there is a 19-20 difference. I think it's the confidence level of players, or maybe the experience, who have played a little bit more than others. And there are a lot of youngsters also coming. Well, I think I appreciate the league giving a fair chance to Tatas, like, because if we speak, like, we are the one who have to start from scratch, like, for them it's an unknown world. In fact, they have been associated with the football from last 30 years.
The academy.
So, but still professional level top club, having ISL team, they are completely not familiar with. So there is the challenge, like, but I'm glad that Steve has joined us, so it's going to help a lot. And there are a couple of guys who are in the management who were past with the football. So we are, like, trying a collective effort to make it successful. And one thing I should tell you, like, that the management is very, very organized, and they know what they are doing, and that is really pleasing, as a technical football technical expert or a footballer. They know very well what they are doing, and it's just that we are running against time. Everything has to be set up on time, and the best part is they have their own setup, football stadium and grounds and everything, which will be one good benefit for the team.
So now you just spoke about how organized management is. Is that something that attracted you to a new team or to a new management?
Well, definitely this was one of the things, like, and when I met them, their idea and the way they work was brilliant, and I think it's pleasure to be working with and associated with such a big corporate house.
Coming back to, you mentioned Steve Coppell. So was it like, how was it like? Did you influence him to stay back or come back to JC at Jamshedpur, or was it the other way around? Probably he attracted you and say, okay, since we work together, let's go together.
Well, to be honest, I had never thought of because I was very much sure like Kerala wanted him, and I think it's only when their the relation between them didn't work or it didn't mature for this season, and there was a news on some website where came clear things are not going well between Kerala and which happens it is normal in footballing world. And then when that interview came where Mr. Coppell said they are not in touch with him, so we thought this is an opportunity to sign somebody who has already experience in ISL, and it was a good opportunity for me also to reunite with him, and I have seen how he works, and his experience will be valuable for the club.
Now, how was your coaching experience at KBFC with Mr. Steve Coppell, and did you was coaching always on your mind after your playing days?
Well, it happened by chance when I started, but most of the players now, they are doing their badges and they are playing. So when this opportunity came, I thought, it's good time when I'm playing and getting into coaching also, it will give me experience more once I will decide to hang my shoes. And yes, under Steve I learned a lot. He is a very calm manager, and my part is very interesting and which excites me because I train with the players, so I get to know inside out, and players are more comfortable with me. Indian players are usually a little bit shy, and if they don't, they feel like they can't walk up to the head coach and tell him problems, they can come to me. They usually come to me, and then we sit down and we try to solve the problems. And I think I'm kind of enjoying that role right now.
Okay, so what will your takeaways from your small stint at Kerala Blasters would be entering into your new role at a new team?
Well, definitely the experience in ISL and whoever has played in Kerala got emotionally attached. I was the part of the big start with Kerala, and I will miss them. Definitely, I have great memories with the club. Played 2 finals in 3 years. Made some really good friends, and fans are amazing. But all I can, this is a professional thing. They have new coach, new setup now, everything. So I wish them all the very best. And yes, definitely the experience which I have which I got in Kerala will be definitely, trying to use that in Tatas.
Now, if you probably had, if you're a call from, say, in between all of this, after Kerala Blasters having their appointments and before Tata could approach you, was there any call from any I-League clubs?
Well, I think there was some interest, I-League, but there was uncertainty of whether there will be merger or people were waiting what exactly. And I was contracted till the end of the Indian football season with the Kerala, so I couldn't comment, to any one of them.
Now, you mentioned the merger. What are your thoughts on the merger? Now, we also heard reports saying that AFC have sent a letter to EIFF asking them to start one league and to start next season, 2018-19. So, what are your thoughts on that with 18 odd clubs in the league?
See, it's a huge task. As a player point of view, it's good for players, more employment, more teams, more Indians will get a chance, playing time, which Indian players need. And yes, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. But there is a big difference between I-League clubs and ISL clubs, and I think that's what league is working on, how to get on those common terms where they can merge it or make the ISL bigger. And I think right now everybody is thinking how it's going to happen. But if it happens, or the way it looks like now, the 2 leagues, as a player's point of view, it's excellent. More employment, more players will get chance to play more matches, which is good for players.
Now, coming back to your coaching part, what is easy? Is it easy? Is it difficult? And how would you rate playing and coaching?
Well, playing is absolutely on you, what you will do inside, what do you want to do. Coaching may leave you sometimes frustrated because you may ask player to do something and he may...
Has that happened with you since you had your coaching stint?
It happens. It's quite, football is a different kind of... You may want a team play a different way. So all of a sudden, opponent teams will score or something. Things change, very quickly in a game. But that's where the best players earn their money, because they're tactically so good and they pick the instructions from coaching staff very fast.
So do you think now, since you're in the shoes of a coach, now you realize why they act or behave in a way, when you were playing, probably you had a different approach to that?
I think when you start doing badges, you realize why coaches ask players to do certain things, why it is important. I think I realized it all when I was doing my C license then only. Yes, it's very important a player to understand in a professional football the way coach wants them to play, the tactical awareness, and that tactical play is very, very important in modern football.
So now coming to again your Kerala Blasters experience, what was your last meeting like? When after they appointed Thumber Singh, which was more or less your role over there. So what was your last meeting with them like?
It was meeting about what I'm gonna do in club, is there any role for me? There were not clear-cut answers. Still I-League teams are still, it's kind of beginning still. They are trying to set up a proper infrastructure and, proper club, how clubs should function, like their youth teams and everything. There was an offer of heading the youth team, or if they will have an I-League team tomorrow, or something like that, which, and backstage job, which I feel later on things didn't mature in that. We had it was not we left on sour note. I still have a good relation with them. It's just completely professional decisions. They thought somebody else can do the job. I thought I can get much more to do in somewhere else. So it was based on that. Yes, that's the life for a footballer or a football coach, and that's how it should be. There is not much. That there is no place for emotions. Even if you wanted to stay, but sometimes you can't. So you have to move on.
Yeah. Now coming to the larger picture of Indian football, we may have a lot of off the field, a lot of things that are going in haywire. I know everybody's not on the same page, but on the field action, talking about keeping in mind the national team performance. Now we've come to 96. We're ranked. So what do you have to say? The 8 in a win row. What are your thoughts as a player, and now as sitting back and looking at the young ones play?
Well, it's always pleasing, when your national team is doing good, especially winning in a row 8 matches or so. I always believe winning is a habit, and our players are not bad. They need the confidence that they can beat opponents, and you can see even if they had not so good matches, but they had good results. It happens, when that belief is there, you can beat teams, and that confidence, and you should appreciate on the coaching staff, who made them believe that you can, be better players, and I wish all the luck to them, and they are doing great, and hopefully couple of wins in qualifying rounds, and we will see the team qualify for AFC Cup.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about you had a small stint, probably one season with Mumbai FC, and then they had a lot of change. Their coach was changed, and then they brought in new staff, but for some reason somewhere it fell down a bit, and they didn't do that well. So when you were looking at that, did you look at probably to go back to? We had a thoughts of probably we could stay there and do something about it. And now we have actually literally no word from the team whether they'll continue, because they've been relegated. But there's really no action from the Mumbai side. So how do you see that, since you were part for?
Well, it's very sad. The fan base. I really enjoyed that small scene with the Mumbai FC. The fans are really passionate. That Yellow Army, Yellow Brigade. So I really enjoyed playing in Cooperage, especially home matches. It's very sad, and I think there was only one team in I-League. And I'm sure nobody wants to lose and nobody wants to get relegated, but sometimes things don't work the way you want it. So hopefully they continue. They should continue, and they have a great fan base here. I think they should continue, and I'm sure they can come back from the second division to I-League. Or if in that, if All India Football Federation is planning to have more teams in I-League, and I hope they will consider them to continue or something like that.
Now, there's a lot of break in between, right? When after a tournament is done, since it's yet not a 6 month or a 9 month like other footballing leagues. So, and you had your hand at being a commentator, being an analyst in the studio. So, do you enjoy that new role of yours where you are behind the mic or behind the scenes and then talking about the game, discussing football?
Well, I'm always passionate about the game and was passionate when I was playing. And I think, like any opportunity which brings close to a football match for me is like exciting, and I would always enjoy whether it's watching or commenting on it. And because I personally feel this is what best I can do. I have played football all my life, so anything related football, even after I stopped my playing, will be always a good thing for me.
Now, how did you react to the feedbacks that you were getting? Once you were behind the mic saying that, you sound a bit like Sunil Gavaskar and all of that. How did you take that?
Well, I take them as a compliment, and Sunil Gavaskar has been doing commentary from quite long now. If I will get, I don't, I think some of the guys, they feel like it, but maybe the voice, but not exactly how much experience he has in this business. And but I would definitely in future to try my hands on it, because it brings you closer to the game, and you can speak out what you feel about game and what you can see, and those things which you want people to know also. It's always fun and exciting.
The draft is around the corner. The next weekend you will be busy with your team and discussing. So, are there already any set goals that you are looking at certain players, or are you still yet to talk about that?
See, draft is kind of a lottery. Not a lottery also, but you may plan something and something else will happen, because there are other 9 teams competing with you. And as I said, the Indian top player pool is very small, so everybody will be concentrating on them, and it's that draw, those draws when they will pick what number you will have, what will suit you, and what players are available that time, and we'll try to make best use of whatever pick we'll get, and looking forward to have a balanced team.
Yeah. Now, coming to almost the closure of it, what is the exact thing, what is it that you enjoy as a coach, and also looking at a partnership with Steve Coppell, what is that brings you all together on the same page, that you all are on the same page?
Well, I think the most important thing I personally enjoy, he's calm, and I have a lot of respect for him, and the best part is he's very humble, and he's an open-minded coach, very liberal. He welcomes the advice and all that, and values them, and that's the best part. The level he played, the coaching level he had done, and then whenever me or any other coaches give him advice or just say something, so he really values them, and that's really heartening to see from such a big coach to give that due respect to his coaching staff.
Now, coming to almost the end, as I said, what would be your major goal looking at for Jamshedpur FC for this upcoming ISL season?
See, as Steve and me, we both want to start with a good, set up a culture in a club with a good brand of football. And as Steve always says, win next match. And that will be the tagline for the club, win next match.
Win next match.
Yes. So we will be concentrating on always winning on next match. So.
Okay. Coming finally, as you just said, the fans over there, the people over there, it's it's a small town, and but as fans have been passionate. So what would you tell them to come and fill up the stadium, saying that, hey, we've got you a team here. So finally, it's your time to show that passion.
I think we don't have to tell them. I think they are quite passionate. I have seen some past photographs or the videos of the Jamshedpur League or the Jharkhand League, where a lot of in these tribal areas, they have this might be the only entertainment for them, and they do love football there, since the TFA have already set the culture or footballing culture there. And yes, there will be a lot of activities, community work, where we want to aware them. People are coming from, big players are coming, and yes, football with the fans looks excellent. Then it's more fun to play in front of fans. So I am now kind of used to that in Kerala. So hopefully we will see some fans in Jamshedpur as well.
Now, I think it would be incomplete if I don't ask you your thoughts or what do you feel about India hosting the Under-17 World Cup, and that's the big thing that everybody is looking forward to. So what are your...
Well, it's a great step, at least you can see some of the places like Calcutta and all that, tickets are getting sold within a day and everything. And it will put us, ISL have done some part of it. Now this World Cup will do put us in a global map of football. So a lot of young, exciting talent will be there, and it's great to host such kind of huge tournament. And I hope that we will progress further to have other age group World Cup football tournaments here, since now the setup is already done. So I think, which already is in news, India want to bid for Under-20 World Cup as well. So it's a great thing, and if the Under-20 World Cup will happen also, it's going to be great.
Well, then I think that brings us to the end. Any parting thoughts that you would want to give with the fans?
Well, for me, I wish all the very best to Kerala, and I wish them success. And for Jamshedpur, I can only tell them, get ready. A lot of football is going to happen in Jamshedpur now, and we will see you soon.
Thank you so much.
I think that's a great note to end on. I mean, he had a message to both Kerala Blasters fans that he does say that, they'll always have a special place in his heart. And well, he also says fans in Jamshedpur look forward to a great footballing season coming up, and it's time to show your passion on the field now. Well, that's all. I wouldn't talk about it much, because I think as I said, it's a great way to end the show. Hope you enjoyed this conversation, and if you did, please do the honors. Like, share, subscribe to our channel, and leave your comments. Let us know what you think about this appointment, and how do you think this team will fare, since they are literally starting from the scratch. They're looking at the draft system to take up all the signings and all. And you can also listen to us on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and various other podcasting apps. Do follow the TFG Football Twitter handle to get updates of everything in football, and follow the Fan Garage on all social media portals to get yourself updated about all the other sporting action that we cover. And stay tuned for more such interactions with people related to sports. Have a great day, folks. Come back to us. We have great shows lined up, and enjoy. Cheers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out IVM Podcasts to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.